Gosh, thanks for everybody waiting and coming out for this exciting theatrical debut of Cynthia. We're really, really excited about this. We are at the theatrical premiere of Cynthia, the movie. And this guy's in the movie. Sid Haig, House of a Thousand Corpses, The Devil's Rejects, 8,000 TV shows and movies. At least. We have a great crowd. They're going to come in and see this theatrical premiere. And then Cynthia is going to be going across the country, and then we'll be starting September 18th in your house, in your own home. Not actually Cynthia, but the movie Cynthia, right?
No, we don't want her in your house.
You don't want Cynthia in your house.
No.
Now we have some of the people here from Indican Pictures. A round of applause for them. Great distributor. We're going to be staying here for a week at Glendale. Not you guys, but the movie will be here for a week. And then it starts hitting other areas and hopefully spreads like an infection across the country. And we're very excited about it. We're getting reviews, and it's starting to move along. But we'll have the VOD DVD release in September, so we hope you tell all your friends about it. Oh, by the way, I'm Rhine. I'm Corpsy. I'm the writer. I'm the producer, and I'm the wallet. I call myself the wallet. Two of our stars are here. Well, several of them. We got sitting together in the middle is Bill Moseley and Sid Haig. They did this crazy scene called The Devil's Rejects. Can you guys get out? Well, maybe not. Sid is happy sitting eating popcorn. How many people have seen The Devil's Rejects? Okay, who likes Otis better than... No, I'm not going to... I won't go there. Also in our audience, James William O'Halloran, terrific actor. I'm going to out him a little bit. He's on a little TV show called The Price is Right. This guy. Well, we've got Curly G is here. Who likes the Three Stooges? Does anyone? Only the men like the Three Stooges. Yeah. Curly G is here, the grandson of Curly. And his first role in a movie, Stand Up Curly. Very good. Curly G. This is his first part, Don't Blink. And he's actually in my follow-up movie that I have, we're in post on right now. And he also doesn't speak in that movie. So I've decided that all his roles will be non-speaking roles.
Cynthia was born, but so is Curly G because of RC, the Corpse Master. I am his surrogate son, unlike Cynthia, which was a baby girl.
Show the face.
I'm Curly's grandson from the Three Stooges.
He's in the movie. It's his first movie, first part in a film.
Thank you.
Nice guy.
Oh. He's my biological father now because I deliver the box that makes this all happen. So look out for Curly G. It's going to be sweet. Yeah.
All right, enough of that. And then afterwards, we're going to have these amazing people come up and we'll ask them a couple questions about why they did this movie, how much they got paid and bribed. And anyhow, I really hope...
Love, Robert.
What's that?
It's all love.
It's all love.
Everybody in this room loves
It's all... I hope you love me after the movie. All right, guys, enjoy Cynthia.
I'm not in the movie.
Oh, that's Mark Barry. Give me a... There,
Just a big ad for popcorn. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Maplethorpe.
Hey.
How about this cast, guys? Is this something else? Dude, you sit here. I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand.
You have to because there's no more chairs.
There's no more chairs. You know, I could talk about this movie, but I really want to hear if you guys have some questions that you want to ask. Is there anybody that has a question like why, or what's the?
That light so bright?
That is a very. Do we need that light on our faces? It's like.
Well, yeah, because you can't see us.
Yes. Okay. Any questions out there? Does anyone want to know?
I feel like it's like an interrogation.
It is like an interrogation.
I got a question.
Sid, what's your question?
How come all of you didn't call all your 200 closest friends and get them down here tonight?
That's right. That's right. I wanted to, congratulate Sid again. We got some nice awards for this movie. IFS Film Festival awarded Sid the Best Supporting Actor Award for 2018. And
Thank you.
do you want to say you had a very interesting speech? You said something about this particular role. Did you want to mention what that was, or do you remember?
What's my name again? No, I just enjoyed doing it so much. It was a lot of fun.
What I think I remember when at IFS is that Sid mentioned that he'd been, in all these movies, he always plays a bad guy and a heavy and a serial killer. And then he said, and I played one detective, and then he held up the award. So all these years.
Yeah.
Billy-
I should have just started off saying, "Excuse me, sir, I'll play the cop."
Exactly. Bill, is this the first transgender you've played?
Yes,
And
but hopefully not the last.
now you have the Buttercup outfit. Have you worn it since the movie?
Well, that's private between me and my wife.
Hold this for 1 second. I have a couple of questions.
Yeah, okay, good.
So, what was your thoughts when you heard about this role? When I said that there's this role. By the way, Billy named the character Buttercup.
And picked out the wardrobe and wig.
Yes, you did.
And the flip flops.
And the flip-flops.
Yeah.
Did you have any thoughts about how did you prepare for the role?
I can't remember. No, it's an actor's secret. You know what I did? I actually went to the Mapplethorpe exhibit.
There you go.
Yeah. That was why that line that I'm glad stayed in, you know. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Mapplethorpe. No, it was very easy to play. And a lot of fun.
Is this one of the first movies you've been in?
This is one of the first movies I've been in.
Wow.
Thank you very
Round of
much.
applause, man.
But one other that's coming out soon, also a horror, but this one's funnier. So, I've worked on a few TV shows and things, as you said. I've some soap operas, The Catch, Mindy Project, Jane the Virgin, a few other shows. But this was one of my first films, and I had a really good time doing it. It was a really cool team, and I'd do it again.
Does Kyle stay in touch with you? Does he?
I see Kyle at auditions pretty often, yeah, and we always have a good laugh about our time together. Sometimes the bond goes off screen. Not all the way.
Did any of you out there have an idea that this was going to be a coming out of the closet moment for Brad? Anybody catch that, or was it a surprise? You guys are all in a coma. You have no idea. You're thinking.
They're lost in thought.
Are there any questions out there? We'd love to hear if there's any. Yes, in the middle there.
Hey, Robert, how long did it take you to write that script? And a two-part question. And first of all, I just want to say I love the look of the picture.
Oh, great.
The cinematography, the look was fantastic. I loved it. So the first question, how long did it take you to write the script? And second of all, some of the moments that seemed dramatic elicited laughs from the audience. Did you write it that way, or was that a surprise to you?
Well, I think the movie was sort of supposed to be a Lifetime start movie, where it looks like it's just a regular Lifetime movie, a couple having troubles getting pregnant, and then it just starts going more and more over the edge. So that was sort of that idea. The movie was supposed to make an arc from being this very bright and light movie, and then everybody starts changing and things go downhill. I guess the essence of the movie is not just careful what you wish for, but just this desire to have children at all cost. And, you know, is it nature? Is it natural? Should we force it? Any other questions out there for any of our cast? Yes, Blake Regal.
This is for the cast and you. How did you kind of communicate with them in terms of these characters that you held on to for a while, you know, knowing that there is, you know, directors as well, but did you talk to them kind of about, you know, considering that this was a script that you wrote, you know, that there might be some something in you personally that you wanted these characters to be, that you communicated to them about?
One of the beauties of hiring real veteran actors who you've seen, you know what they do, you really just wind them up and let them go. I mean, stay the hell out of their way. Let them do their thing. There's really, the directors were great and they did that, but you just let them do their thing. I mean, they understood the characters and wasn't a problem. And just to get back, I wrote the script in about 2 weeks and then it took about 6 years to get made. Any other questions? Does anyone for our talent? And by the way, you know, this is Curly G's first movie, and he's in my next film, which is coming out as well, which is called Exorcism at 60,000 Feet. We're in post. One of our actors, Jeff Blumberg's back there, but also Bill Moseley's in it. We have a great cast, so we're planning on keeping it going. You know, it's funny, we were talking to Billy about, we were on texting, and we're like, God, you know, Buttercup would be a great mother for Cynthia, an adoptive parent. So there might be something there, and Sid's still alive. You know, we can bring these guys back. I think we have to see how the movie does, but you know, Cynthia goes to high school, I think would be great. Yeah.
I kind of feel, I don't know if I speak for some other people here, but like right after the movie, we were talking, and I kind of felt like I was very emotional about Cynthia. Yeah, we were very, and I'm rooting for Cynthia, and I really care about Cynthia now, and so I kind of feel like I want to see more of her life. Like I want to flip the page and see more of her, stories.
One of the biggest surprises that I've heard in comments from people is how much they love Cynthia.
Yeah.
And feel passion and compassion for her. So I don't know. There might be. I want to see
it all the way till Cynthia goes to college.
Cynthia goes to college.
I can see Cynthia's Hawaiian vacation.
Like Gidget. Yeah, like Gidget.
Yeah.
Cynthia on a surfboard. Or, Robert Luzardo could have like a whole, he could go back, you could follow him home to a strange old kind of abandoned like garage space and, downtown LA, and he's got all kinds of little creatures that he's managed to wheel out in his cart.
And he's married to Buttercup.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I think we missed out on seeing Sid on a detective series. Wouldn't this guy be great as like a homicide detective? Mm-hmm. And him and Andy Pagano, who's not here, but they had a really fun relationship.
Oh, yeah. We did. Fucking asshole.
And by the way, he's absolutely right. That was not in the script. When at the end of the movie, it was a different thing, and he got up and just started cursing these kids. And as soon as I saw him, I went, "Oh my God, that's the fucking take." He just was letting loose, and that's what I'm saying. You let these guys do their thing. You just stay the fuck out of their way. That's the trick.
That's the way European directors work. They don't even like to have the actors know one another. They want everything to be a surprise, and that's the way you handle this, and it was great.
Now you guys have done how many movies together? You and Billy?
643.
643.
Wow, yeah.
No, what? 4, 5?
Yeah,
4 or 5 movies.
4 or 5.
Well, what have you learned about working with Sid? What does it mean to work with Mr. Haig?
It means a fun day at work, I got to say, because Sid's into it, and I really had I would have to say that one of the profound moments was when we were in the back of we were in our car in Devil's Rejects. It was the just as we were about to drive into the Rugsville Sheriff's Department with their guns aimed at us. And remember, we had these moments. So not only is it fun just to work in terms of action and doing the scene, hitting the marks, but also there are connections that happen that really just make it so much more fun to be an actor and actually be in that moment. So Sid is a master of it. So it's always fun to learn it. Not at his feet because they kind of stink, but but at his at his lap, no, not really. somewhere in the proximity of Sid himself.
We have Curly's grandson here. This is pretty amazing, and a lot of you are in the business or trying to get in the business. So what was your experience like? Having of course your grandfather being this iconic comedian and getting your chance to be in your first movie.
My big break was actually you being my surrogate father. RC here gave me a chance to, the role was being a stunt. You have to do a stunt and flip on the grass and do delivery in a box. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure I can do that. My grandfather did stunts for 20 years. That's right. Thousands of stunts, right? So my gut feeling when I came in was everything was so organized, and it really was a lightning experience for me to be on a set and a stage of a real movie. And when I had to do, I thought I was just going to flip on the grass once, but actually in Hollywood you don't do anything once, right? You do it for at least a couple hours. So I remember grabbing the director, both of them, and saying, this scene better be in the movie, or God forbid I'm gonna take you guys both down, because but it was an amazing thing, and it was a tribute to my grandfather's greatness to be able to take some punishment. And to be in your movie was punishment too.
We had it on the first take, by the way.
Yeah, it was the first take. It was the first take.
And there was one mistake in that scene. Delivery men don't knock. they just throw you the shit at your door and walk away.
I didn't write that part of the scene, by the way. I flipped. But anyways, it was a great experience, and being in the second film, Exorcism at 60,000 feet, you guys are gonna just, you're gonna die. This is a great film. It's epic, and it's a pleasure being with all you people, and this guy for sure. He's amazing.
There was one question out here. You had out here. What was your question out there?
Oh, I just wanted to congratulate you on a magnificent job. The screenplay was great. All the elements, I mean, in the beginning I started looking at it and I looked at my wife and all of a sudden you just took me a different direction to where I said I can see all my friends. I can see this film being very successful, Robert.
I hope so. And
Yeah,
you know, it is hard. We're in LA getting people to come out, so we greatly appreciate you coming out. And if you can spread the word and tell people about this movie, you know, we're an indie film and it's hard to get things going, but I think almost everybody in here I know, and they're in the business, so you all know how hard this is, how hard these actors work, and how lucky we are to get, you know, terrific actors. So round of applause for Sid Haig, Bill Moseley, James O'Halloran, Curly G, our great crew. With any last questions, then we'll get the hell out of here, because I know you want to go home. So anybody else? One in the back.
Okay, I got one. I'm Lee. Did you guys receive an R rating for this film?
We haven't gotten a rating yet, actually. There were 2 cuts of the movie. And by the way, Jillian Jansen, for you porn fans, she's the nurse that does the scene. And you know, instead of hiring a B-movie not a B-movie, but an actress who does B-movies and would do that scene, we wanted someone who could really knock it out of the park. So, yeah. I don't want to go towards Gore for Gore's sake. We could have added a lot more. This is, you know, we are kind of blending some interesting things here and trying to weave through without going that direction. But I don't know. I think because of the sex scene, you know, we have sex and blood in the same scene, which can be kind of a taboo.
But I just want to you know, put in a plug for Gore's sake.
Okay.
I mean, you know, there's you know, lots of gore. The more, the better. I was the one that was laughing when Lynn Lowry was falling down the stairs. I don't know, for some reason I just thought that was awesome. It was really beautifully done. And Lynn Lowry, of course, you know, Slither. I mean, she's done the
Crazies.
Yeah, the Crazies. I mean, she has done a lot of really cool stuff. So.
Did you guys recognize James Karen?
James Karen.
Actor guys, Return of the Living Dead.
Return of the Living Dead.
An old friend of mine.
Yeah. So a lot of good stuff. But I say, you know, Gore, the more the better for Gore. So let's not get too carried away. I mean, a lot of horror these days has become very cerebral, and you know, the gore is kind of, you know, muted a bit. I say let's really fucking go for it. And that's why, frankly, you know, not to change the subject, but 3 from Hell is going to be. There's going to be a lot of gratuitous fucking gore, and so, you know, I'm totally up for that.
My opinion is there's a place for the gore, and then there's not a place for the gore. I forget what the hell the name of the picture was, because it was that underwhelming, I should say. There was all kinds of noise and stuff going on inside this room, and the guy opens up the door, and there was enough blood to float a boat in the hallway. And that's just, you know, that's too much.
Oh, come on.
And I agree kind of both ways. I think that there's movies you go for that experience, that it's like a fireworks show. You keep topping the gore, and that's it. This is a kind of a blend, because it's kind of, I don't know. Maybe we needed more gore.
No, it was fine.
Yeah?
It was fine. I'm just saying let's go for more.
Have you all seen Spider Baby? This is a freaky fucking movie. Classic.
The only horror film that I know of without one drop of blood. It's just fucking scary. It's creepy. Lon Chaney Jr.'s last starring role. Come on, you can't get any better than that. So you know, it's just the way things come together, and the way it's played, the way it's directed, the way it's lit. It's everybody working as a team and making things work. There's a lot of love going on too.
Well, you know, it's the magic of the movies, you know, to get everybody together, the right people at the right time to get this through, and all the people that work in post, and it's still going on. You know, we're now at a stage of and we're getting reviewed, you know, so now we're going to get, you know, that's where they skin us alive when we have the reviews. You know, we're in a different world, man. The first instinct for a lot of the bloggers and people is just to destroy you, and you know, it makes it tough, but we keep going, man.
And I got to say something about reviewers.
Please.
There's some reviewers that are really good and right on the money, and then there's other people that actually want to be actors, but they can't, and so they review films. And there was a guy that used to tear everybody apart. I'm not going to mention his name because he's not here to defend
Bill
himself.
Moseley. Oh, no, it wasn't.
No. He used to tear everybody apart. Every film was terrible. Every actor was terrible. Everything was terrible. The light was bad. Blah, 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 blah. So they found a way to shut him up. They gave him a part in the film. And then reviewers ripped him to pieces.
Well, listen, on that note, I just want to thank you all. A round of applause for everybody and yourselves for coming. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Tell people about the movie and these terrific actors. Thanks, everyone, for coming. Have a nice night. God bless you all.
You know, in this one, I'm so endeared to, like, Cynthia, where it was like, I had this heartfelt, like, connection, and I was telling him, maybe it's just I just had a kid and everything, but there was, you know, I'm rooting for Cynthia. I've got, like, there was a kind of, like, really sentimental emotion, like, going there where I'm just like, but still, it's kind of funny that in the sequel I would want Cynthia to go on a rampage, but I would still, like, love the hell out of the character. I'm like,
well, it's like, you know, looking for love. I mean, that can be very violent.
We hope you all watch Cynthia, because this guy, Sid Haig. Anyhow, thanks for coming. Stay tuned, more from the theater. Anyhow, that's it. You done? I'm done.
Ever since I was a little girl, I wanted a baby of my own. A baby that's part of both of us.
Good news. Looks like you're gonna have twins.
Twins, as in two babies.
Oh my God, you're bleeding.
Am I gonna lose my baby?
Oh, no, everything's fine. You're just relaxed.
It moved.
What is going on here today?
We got 3 dead bodies in one night in the same hospital.
Here's carnage in here. This is different.
What? Honey, what?
Something's not right.
No, look, she's fine. She's all cozy and in a blanket.
Samantha?
He's a monster. It needs to be destroyed.
I knew I never should have moved back to Shady Grove.